To be honest, boxing's never seen nothing like this in the history of boxing. Since it began 250 years ago, it's never seen anything like this. I believe this is going to be great for boxing. I believe we're going to win.
He's going to have, after the fight is over, then so be it. I'm already in a no-win situation anyway. To me, it's a win-win. But I'm in a no-win because if I knock him out fast in the first round, they're going to be like, oh man, this wasn't worth it. If I let it go a few rounds and drag it out, they're going to be like, oh man.
I've always been in the gym training. I'm boxing professional fighters. Activity is great. I had 15 fights in 1 year when I was younger, and I think activity is great, but I'm prepared. I'm just ready to go.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson meet face-to-face in a tense showdown, exchanging strong words as the atmosphere quickly becomes intense between the two boxing icons.
Shouldn't even bring that shit up no more.
No, they should bring it up. Okay. They should see the difference from there to now.
Gotcha.
Me at my worst, to me at the biggest event in the history of events right now. There's never been any bigger than this. So what they have to say about that?
What does that say about you if you lose?
Well, I'm not going to lose. So I can't even fathom losing. I can't even imagine it. I think he thinks this is going to be a very easy night. It's not going to be an easy night.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. stays composed during the heated moment. He looks self-assured and ready, determined to prove he still carries the skill and hunger that built his reputation.
Put on cruise control, go out there, have some fun, and do what I do best. And that's beat Floyd Mayweather.
Mike Tyson makes it clear he is fully ready for the challenge. He says his training has reached another level, that he feels sharp, focused, and confident in stepping up once again.
The fighter's waiting for his money. By the time he gets his money, everybody else took their percentage out already. So you don't know who's who. You get what they give you.
You look good. How you feeling physically?
Incredible.
You've been training?
Listen, I was wearing an extra large. It looks like I wear large.
Rafael Corderero, Tyson's trainer, claims Mike is in stronger shape now than he was during his bout with Roy Jones, adding that his focus...
Perfect time, perfect place now. Where's Mike? Put everything together. So mentally, physically, we're excited, man. Excited. If the fight was next Saturday, you will be ready for it. We talk about Roy was 4 years ago. Today, Mike is much better than he was when he fought.
Inside training camp, Tyson is pushing himself hard. He is sparring with full force, testing his limits, and preparing with serious intensity for what lies.
Okay, I'll be right.
Round one. Boom. Phew. Cut the ring. Exactly. Cut the ring. Exactly.
Jeff Mayweather explains that Floyd has never had a problem being cast as the villain. He believes a clash with Tyson could put his legacy under pressure while still allowing him to display his confidence and talent.
Why? It's easy, because Floyd always was the bad guy. Once again, he's gonna be the bad guy. And I think that if there's any way to try to remove his O, it may happen.
Meanwhile, Tony Jeff recently suggested that Floyd's return is motivated by pride, saying he struggles with being overshadowed, especially after Tyson's fight with Jake Paul gained attention.
We've got to make as much money as we can while we can, and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. was hosted on Netflix. And Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have...
In camp, Floyd trains at a high level. His footwork is quick, his reactions sharp, and he appears fresh, showing flashes of the speed and precision that defined his peak years.
Hook right here. Right here, hook. Hook here. Hook right here. Slide and drop. Punch it, wait till here we go. Drop, drop. Walk it, walk it, walk it. Pitch it. Pitch it. 6. 6. Pitch it. Pitch it. Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
Floyd works the heavy bag with strong, accurate punches, highlighting his fast hands, polished technique, and complete focus. Analyst Henry questions the current direction of boxing as veteran stars return for exhibition events. He mentions that Manny Pacquiao is lined up to face Rosalind P. Vikov, while Floyd Mayweather Jr. is being connected to Mike Tyson. In his opinion, these matchups seem influenced more by business than by pure competition. He finds it uncomfortable seeing older fighters step back into major events. Concerns about Tyson increased after his recent appearance against Jake Paul, which already stirred debate.
Mayweather's taking on Mike Tyson of all people. that's the most money motivated thing I've ever heard. It's utterly bizarre. And I don't want to see Mike Tyson anywhere near the ring again, especially after that Jake Paul fiasco. This whole thing's incredibly weird. I don't like it. I'm a proper boxing fan, and these fights to me, this OAP stuff they've got going on when they bring back these old fighters for one more go at each other, it's just not something that I particularly enjoy. Now look, it's going to be on Netflix. It's probably going to be a massive event. I'm probably going to end up covering it because they are two former champions of note, and it is going to go on their professional records. But if you thought the first fight wasn't particularly entertaining, I can't imagine this one's going to be much better. The one thing I will say is that I believe Pacquiao's in better condition than I realized after the effort he put in against Mario Barrio.
Still, Henry admits the scale of the event would be huge, especially with Netflix involved. Even critics feel curious. He believes the real storyline centers on decline, asking which fighter has lost more edge. Mayweather has stayed inactive for a long time, while Pacquiao has endured countless battles. That uncertainty keeps fans intrigued, even those who question the idea.
Has not had a proper fight in such a long time, which you could argue means he won't be as sharp in the ring. But then on the other hand, Pacquiao's had way more fights than Mayweather has, so you could argue he's got less left in the tank. It's difficult to figure out what it means for either guy, and we don't really know which way it's going to go. But I guess, if I'm being really honest, as much as I don't love it, there's always going to be a little bit of intrigue there. Kind of don't like myself for it, but I'm just being honest with you guys. And I think if we want to have a real conversation about what this fight represents is a continued frustration around the truth about the first fight, which was that it came too late and it turned into more and more of a cash grab. This fight embodies that to a whole new level. Even for the broadcaster Netflix, I don't believe they're truly invested in the sport of boxing. They'll take one-off big events that get them more subscribers, that increase their revenue, that increase their subscription base, but they don't really care about the sport. If they did, they'd be putting on a lot more events than just these mega fights that involve, influencers and fighters that are well past them.
Adola voices doubts about the reported fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson in Congo. He wonders if the event is truly confirmed or quietly losing momentum. The early announcement raises questions since the fight is planned for September but was revealed in February. The long promotional gap feels unusual compared to the typical 3 or 4 month build-up. It could signal a massive global plan or possible issues behind the curtain. He also looks at Netflix's approach of creating spectacle-focused events.
There's also talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson in the Congo. Is that now scrapped? Why are they announcing this several months before the event? I mean, is it a massive build-up? I mean, when you think about it, most fights are announced 3 months, 4 before an event. This one, September. We are in February, people. Like, what is going on? I mean, what are Netflix doing? Netflix are kind of, obviously, they're picking up and putting on really random stuff. Like Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. If you are an MMA fan, that fight was supposed to happen way more than a decade ago. Way more than a decade ago. They're doing it now. Will it get big numbers? I guess it kind of will. They've obviously done the Jake Paul stuff. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Jake Paul versus AJ. They done massive numbers. Crawford Canelo, a serious fight. And then they're doing...
From crossover concepts to the impressive numbers produced by Jake Paul cards, the platform clearly aims for broad appeal. Aid admits the strategy likely succeeds, even if it feels unpredictable. Despite skepticism, he describes himself as a true admirer of Floyd Mayweather Jr. His passion for boxing began with Tyson's dominance, shifted to British stars, and later returned to American boxing because of Floyd's brilliance. He sees Mayweather as a rare figure who mastered both promotion and ring IQ, similar to how Conor McGregor built his influence in his own arena.
Massive, massive Floyd fan. Like, my journey into boxing, obviously when I was young, it was very much Mike Tyson, but then it went and became a UK thing. The ITV days of, I don't know, Ben Eubank, etc., Michael Watson, and then eventually Joe Calzaghe, Prince Nassim, etc., etc. My reason for going back and watching American boxing is solely down to Floyd. Like, I was obsessed with everything Floyd Mayweather did. I thought he was a genius when it came to marketing and a genius in the ring. Like, it's very rare that the two go together, which is why I think everyone kind of fell in love with Conor McGregor, right? Because Conor McGregor was a genius outside the ring in terms of how to sell a fight. And in the octagon, he actually proved that he can fight as well. Floyd, obviously on a completely different level, but you know what I mean? Very similar. Someone that talks the talk and walks the walk. And Floyd most certainly did it.
Wade Plemon gives his honest take on Floyd Mayweather Jr. stepping back into the ring, focusing on the balance between legacy and financial gain. He says watching a legend compete again at this stage can feel disappointing, as it suggests business may be the driving force. Longtime supporters may feel uneasy, fearing that a remarkable career could be overshadowed by profit rather than pure sporting ambition.
Mayweather had financial troubles because of the money he owed to the IRS, because of the terrible, terrible business and real estate investments that he's made, and apparently some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd, and now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's a snippet from Business Insider because it made me want to pay for the entire article.
Despite rumors about Floyd's financial situation, Plemons firmly rejects claims that he is struggling. He states that reports of serious debt are overstated and misleading. However, he acknowledges that the event would bring major revenue and that money is clearly part of the decision. Some may label it purely commercial, but Plemons views it as a strategic move that combines Floyd's competitive mindset with opportunity. To him, it represents both entertainment for fans and smart management of Mayweather's career and image.
He strongly denies he's in any kind of financial distress, but the headlines aren't slowing down. $54 million alleged dollars in debt. So it makes sense why they would want to do this, and it's strictly for money. Let's be honest. This is a clear money grab, but this is going to be a terrible fight. This is not going to be a fight that anyone outside of watching Mike Tyson walk to the ring and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy in Floyd that Tyson for a long time didn't like. For a long time called Floyd a small little angry man or a small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old. And if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and XYZ. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing, but now they're stepping into this exhibition. There's not going to be any weight classes.
Ariel Helwani offers a strong opinion on the possible showdown between the two legends, sparking discussion among fans. He believes the fight is not necessary and questions the purpose of bringing aging fighters back into the spotlight. In his eyes, it feels more like a spectacle than a meaningful contest, as both men are far removed from their prime years. He warns that the physical risks could outweigh the rewards and insists that health should come first. His stance reflects the broader debate in boxing about former champions returning for attention or money. While many fans are excited to see familiar names again, Helwani reminds everyone that age naturally impacts speed, reactions, and endurance. He feels the bout could damage their legacy rather than enhance it.
These economic times, there's economic challenges. These corporations and companies, they're looking to make profit. And if they put out a pay-per-view, and a lot of people, another thing is the fighters. I'm blaming the fighters too, because there's a lot of guys, they're not bigger than the fighters of yesteryear. That's why you can have a Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, whose brands are so big. This is going to be a big fight. It's going to be, just because it's a freak show, circus fight, whatever you want to say. Some people are going to be mad at it. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. But the curiosity is always going to get the best of the masses, especially if they put this on Netflix or Amazon or whoever, right? And that's the reality. A lot of these new fighters, Gen Z fighters, people under 30, they're not marketing them.
Johnny Nelson also shares his perspective on the anticipated meeting between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr., highlighting points that some fans overlook. He notes that despite his age, Mayweather still shows impressive quickness, power, and accuracy. In training, he moves with sharp focus and hits the bags with discipline and intensity. Nelson also points out the human side of legends, explaining that returns are often shaped by more than pride alone. Financial duties, family responsibilities, and staying relevant in the sport all influence decisions. While some worry about legacy, Nelson believes these fighters remain elite professionals who blend experience, natural ability, and careful preparation.
Then you're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down. Father Time gets the better of us all, and even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans would love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old. But you've got to remember, these guys are individuals, their fathers, their brothers, or whatever. And they still want to earn a massive chunk of money. Where's Mike Tyson? Whatever they're getting paid. Where's Mike Tyson at 59 going to earn this kind of money? Where's Floyd Mayweather at this time of life going to make this kind of money? It doesn't matter what we say about legacy. These guys are still got to live. These guys are still thinking, you know what, I'll take the heat, I'll take the criticism, but you know what, my bank account's all right, my family's all right. And I know it's crude, and I know it takes a shine off it, but that's real talk. So these guys are now in a position where where people want to pay them a lot of money to fight each other. It's against somebody they don't like. So again, ego's going to get the better of common sense with Mike, as far as I'm concerned.
That concludes today's update. Stay connected. Until next time.